Okay, listen. I know I'm way late, but let's just start with 5, sprinkle in a little bit of 4, and then come back and do 3 and 4 together. You all right with that? Good. What's up? How you doing? Ray of Sunshines. I am your girl, Talisa Ray, wife coach. We are reviewing Summer House, Martha's Vineyard, season 1, episode number 5, Jamaican Me Crazy, sprinkled in with a little bit of, what was the number 4, New Roomies, New Beef. So let's just see how this plays out. Maybe I should do 4 and 5 together. Whatever. Let's just see where this goes. And I'll title it later. You'll see whatever it is, it's gonna be what it is, right? Okay. Okay, it's gonna look like 4 and 5. I mean, because 3 had a lot going. All these episodes that I have not been reviewing had a lot going on. But when I think about 4, I think about coming off of the heels of 3 and Silas is not wanting Jasmine to get drinks from a man, you know, just Silas is an asshole. I'm gonna just say that, and that stands for episodes 3, 4, and 5. Silas is an asshole. He is very much so controlling, and I'm honestly glad that Nick was like, hey, it's a problem, right? You need not be so concerned because she had a life before you. These were her friends before you. I needed to get a little more light. And chill. I mean, I understand her wanting to protect her, but chill. Like, it's like thin ice. You start doing everything and then she won't be able to do shit herself. Like, I get it. I absolutely appreciate Nick for talking about, you know, that she needs her own autonomy. And I feel like that in a marriage. I know that, you know, believers, when they get married, 2 become 1. I understand that. But that doesn't mean that you lose your individuality. That does not mean you lose your autonomy. That does not mean that you're not a free thinker anymore. That what that means is, for me, that you learn how to communicate so that there's clear understanding, that you know how to compromise in situations such as these, and you're committed to one another. For me, that's what it looks like. But I tell y'all, my 3 C's all the time are communicate, commitment, and compromising. At the basis of all relationships, those are the 3 things that you actually needed to be healthy. I'm not going to go through the whole 4. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't have really many notes. But I do want to say, I hate when people say that I'm not about to take any advice from a single person, or a person that's been, you know, hiding that you had a girlfriend, kind of fronting the entire time. Because the fact of the matter is, sometimes people who are not in relationships, like marriages, have experiences that will help you. Now, listen to people's advice. Hear people out if you call them friends. But what I always say is, take what you want and throw the rest of it away. It's no need to be rude. There's no need to be disrespectful. It's no need to actually follow what other people's advice. But if it's good advice, hold on to it. The rest of it you could throw away as garbage, or just say, you know, thank you for sharing your opinion, because that's all it is. You're gonna do what you want to do anyway. One of the other big things for me on episode 4 was the fact that we found out that Amir is the person who put the dog stuff, Milo stuff, in the wash or in the dryer or wherever with the rest of the house stuff, and he didn't speak up. They showed a clip of him like, well, he was supposed to be a little more vocal. I feel like that, just because they was, you know, there was beef and it was heated, that was the appropriate time to come in, step in and say, excuse me, ladies, you know what, I'm sorry, I made that mistake. That would have taken that heat way down, because of course, now our girl Mariah, whom I liked, who was one of my favorite people in the house, is gone. Now I don't really have many favorite people in the house. Things just have changed. I mean, you know, I do still like Jordan, I suppose. And I do like Alex. He seems to be cool, but kind of too chill. Like, I want to see more personality. And I like Preston. But the rest of them I could take or leave. But Mariah, I rocked with her heavy. I liked her energy. I liked who she was. We met a couple new people. We met Summer, and we met, what's his face? Jason. Summer is an admin and a secretary, or a screenwriter, excuse me. And Jason is a flight attendant. And he has a baby. That's from episode 5. And him and Jasmine were roommates. And so when finding out that they were roommates, was he her roommate when they got evicted? Or was that a different time? Because I know it was before Silas. So was that this time, or was that a different time? And then Jasmine talking about how she got kicked out of her sorority. But I was like, she seems like somebody that's going to buck the system, that does not go with the status quo, when they were talking about the teams for Toga night or whatever it was. So I feel like this is going to be very interesting. But more importantly is the issue about Simon coming into town and him not being able to stay for the entire 5 or 6 days that he was going to stay. And then for Jasmine to imply that they didn't agree to that. I remember talking about that in its entirety, saying I'm so glad that she brought this up now versus how she did and showed up with Milo, her support dog. I was like, I'm glad that she sat and asked them and talked to them about him staying for a full week, because flying from Germany here 18 hours is really not worth it, right? I mean, y'all seen it. They showed us the clip and they both nodded. And I feel like the big controversy, the onus is on Silas and Bria. And not Silas and Bria, Silas and Jasmine. Because at that time, it was their responsibility to say, let's bring it to a vote. Let's see how everybody feels about significant others, or even specifically Simon staying for the entire time. But I guess they hadn't gotten to a place of voting you off the island and voting yes or no. You know what I'm saying? I'm with Jason. Jason was like, are we grown or what? Why are we voting for everything? For fairness, right? For fairness. But the thing about voting in front of everybody is that whole groupthink thing. Somebody says something that makes sense to them, you know, everybody's just going to go ahead and say yes, versus standing on a hill by themselves and saying, well, did you, or asking the question, did you already agree to a week before this? Because if you did, then guess what? You need to stick with that. You need to stay by your word. Now, I don't even know how much information was shared in order for them to make this vote, if all they said was they, as in Silas and Jasmine, the unit, whatever. If all they said was she wants him to come, for all in favor of him staying longer than 3 days, or 3 days is the max, or whatever. Did they bring the entire situation in? I do also, though, know that Bria's a little nuts. And the one thing I'm gonna have to agree with Bria is that Silas is controlling, and with Silas that Bria is a little bit manipulating. Point being, when they were outside, when she pulled Silas to the side, and she implied that he said that, you know, he wanted all women to be with black women, black men, when in fact he said that all black women, he wants them to be married. He would prefer them to be with a black person. Okay, me too, you know what I'm saying? But being married for him was what the goal is. I don't see a problem with him saying that. I don't think that he ever implied that she couldn't be with the German man that she's with the, you know, non-black man that she is with. No, I didn't see anything wrong with it, but I do see a problem with how he did begin to get aggressive. I do see a problem with how she was very defensive and really couldn't rationalize or pull her emotions from the situation just to have a conversation and really let's talk about why he can't come, because this is what you said. And really hearing him, maybe hearing them say, we made a rash decision. Let's say that the married couple should have owned up and said, we made a rash decision. Yes, that is what we said, because Silas did agree that that's what he said, though Jasmine said we never said that. He could have said, you know what, we moved too fast. We should have brought it to the group. So let's do that. You know, I apologize for being so hasty. That would have probably helped out. And then for Bria to be able to take a step back and hear what they were saying would have been helpful. But you know what? When emotions are in and you talking about love and you talking about, you know, Silas and Jasmine is constantly getting it in and everybody can hear them. Everybody's irritated by it, you know, and she want to get her some too. I mean, because maybe it sound good to her. I don't know. You know, listen, you got your dog. She was like, I can't fuck my dog. But, you know, you needed support. You said you needed your dog. And that's your support system. I don't know. The whole episode was a whole bunch of mess. It was a whole bunch of mess that we could have avoided. We, as in they, could have avoided if both parties had removed their ego and actually sat down and have a conversation. Now, it's hard to remove your ego when you feel like you're constantly being attacked. But I told y'all when we met Bria in the beginning that I feel like she's the person who is constantly thinking that the world is against her. Those weren't the words that I used, but that was very dramatic, and that chaos was always around her. Go back and check out my first episode review. I mean, you got 1 and 2, and now 4/5 a little bit. I cracked me up, but y'all, here I am, okay? Here I am. I do like when we started off episode 5, Jamaican me crazy, the fact that Preston was like, shit, facts is facts. She is manipulative. He is controlling. Those are things that are truthful that nobody wanted to hear. And I did not like how Silas was like, she was coming. Well, what was I supposed to do? She was coming for my wife. What was I supposed to do? So now I'm controlling? Sir, you called her manipulative first. And that is fair game. Once you start calling me names, talking about my character, because both of those things are character flaws, manipulation and controlling behavior. Once you start talking about my character and attacking me as a person, and if it rings true, guess what? I'm coming back just like that. That's normally what it is, right? A hit dog gonna holler, hurt people. That's what that really was. Because if those things weren't true, neither of them would have been as angry or as upset as they were. Would you agree or not? Am I tripping? Maybe? Let me know down below in the comments. Because we all see the fact that she is a little manipulative, whiny, cryy, I need you, be with me kind of energy, and he's very do what I say. She shouldn't move this way. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's keep going. We talking about 5. So now I'll probably go more into 5. Seems like the whole group decided, like I said, that whole group think thing, the 3 days is the max. So I guess I did already hit some of this stuff. And I also talked about how everybody's irritated by the segs that is happening with the newlyweds every day. Well, newlyweds get it in, but also they should be considerate of the house because everyone can hear you. And then later on, when it is brought up in the drink or dare game, Silas had the nerve to say, you know, oh, let's be quiet. And then he was like, well, with you not saying nothing, I can't. What? I'm probably gonna come back and talk about that because that says something about him. So are you trying to hurt me? And is she faking? That's the whole conversation. That's the whole conversation. So we celebrating Jordan's 1 year of celibacy. It's all of the ladies and Preston. And Preston is all like, I'm here for it because I like the activities you guys do anyway. You know, what we know to be true is sometimes women-centered conversations seem to be more emotionally mature, and, you know, carry some depth. Not saying that male conversations don't. I'm just saying what I know about women conversations, and I know how others contribute and feel it's more of a safe space. I feel like, especially for Black men that are part of the LGBTQIA plus community, it's a safer space sometimes, even though all those are his friends, and I'm not saying that they aren't safe. I'm just saying what it holds to be true is that Black women have always been super inclusive of everyone. It's just the way it is. Okay? Don't be mad. But we are sitting there having a conversation, because, you know, we was there too, and Preston asks Bria how she's feeling today, and she says, I'm feeling a lot better, because she was ready to go. Remember, all her shit was strewn about, and then Simon reeled her in, and she put her stuff in the closet, because Simon's like, it's cool, I can come for the 3 days, you know. And honestly, you could come for the 3 days, and you could leave when he leaves because you want to spend all that time with him. Those are all actual facts that could actually happen. Like, we shouldn't get ourselves up in a tizzy about certain things. But nevertheless, I feel like Jasmine is being super petty by, you know, looking at Bria like she's the villain, when in actuality, you're the villain. You're the villain. And it started off being villainy and villainous because you weren't honest about the thing that you said at the bowling alley. That's when it became very much so, I don't want to say vindictive, it's the wrong word, but very much so a harmful situation for Bria, because you were not honest about your feelings, or not your feelings. You weren't honest about what was said, right? So there's that whole thing. Anyway, we're having a conversation. They ask Jordan why she became celibate. She was in a situationship. She was in a situationship with her friend, unbeknownst to her. Okay, now I don't know if I'm the only one that's ever been in that situation and could relate, but I have been in that situation where I was in a situationship where I thought that it was us, and it was us plus one, and I didn't know that there was a plus one. The plus one was without my consent. Okay, it was when, you know, I wasn't dating more than one person. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't building connections with more than one person. It was a one-to-one dynamic for me all the time. And so that plus one, well, I ain't know. That's a whole story time, but I ain't, you know what, my sons got on me about telling their business, and part of it is part of their business, so I'm gonna just keep that to myself. But not knowing I have been there, and so her decision was, you know what, the next time I decide to have sex is that I'm going to be in a committed relationship. Now I'm sure all of you are probably like, well, isn't that how it goes anyway? Nah, don't kid yourself. There are friends with benefits, there are fuck ships, there are one night stands. People go into things knowing that this is all it is. So it's not always, so don't be sideways looking at her because she was, you know, sleeping with somebody that was her friend, that she thought this is going to be a good situation, that it was going to be maybe friends with benefits, or that it would grow into something because they were friends first, and then found out, you still got a girl. So it happens to a lot of us, some of us knowingly, some of us unknowingly, and there are relationships that thrive on non-committal relationships. So we ain't finna judge her for not making sure she was in a committed relationship, because that's a no for me. Like, I know some of y'all ain't never been a free spirit, but when you a free spirit, you do what feels good to your spirit. The end. That's where I'm gonna leave that at. And then Summer joins in and she starts crying, and I'm all like, because she had a relationship where she put all her energy into somebody else, and I guess it wasn't being reciprocated. I really didn't understand, and I really felt like this ain't your time to shine, no way. But I feel for you. It is the vulnerable moment, because everybody was looking like, why are you crying? I don't even know you, girl. You only been here one night. That's me. But I'm also very empathetic and probably would have been the one to say, well, tell me more. I want to know more. Share with me, you know, all the events. They would have been like, come on, Talisa. I said, we'll talk later. But that's who I am. But I'm just saying, right now, it just looked weird for me. And I'm sure that they cut and spliced and diced the footage. So there were things that we didn't see, but it's cool. I did write down that I love the drink, the game, Dare or Drink, okay? For me, it was one of the more exciting, more fun, more relaxed, more communing, collective, enjoyable moments thus far this season. Everything else has seemed to have some kind of chaos associated with it. Even in the beginning, the dinner, even the bowling alley, even when they went out, everything seemed to have pieces of chaos to it. But this seemed the most fun. And so I just want to ask you, who was your favorite? What was your favorite drink or dare moment out of the group? So you got Summer that was twerking. You got the kiss between Summer and Alex. You've got the lap dance from Amir to Jordan. You've got the kiss from Preston to Bria. What was your favorite moment? And if I'm missing one, share that. But mine was a tie between Summer twerking on Nick and kind of getting him hot and bothered and uncomfortable under the collar, that he went ahead and decided that he would jump in the pool with his Ralph Lauren purple label. Child took off his watch and decided, well, you could have did that from jump. You was just being uppity. What? Now she did do a good little gyrating, her little Jamaican and her little half Jamaican, Irish, and Canadian self. She was like, I got a little wine in me. I might look like Hillary Banks, because that's what they were calling her. But in the inside, baby, I'm all here for it. It's a tie between that and Amir's lap dance. Amir sliding on that floor behind that couch. Them were good moments for me. So they went in 3 different directions. Some people went shopping, some people went to a restaurant, the Black Tavern, and then of course Bria went and took care of some stuff for the evening's event for when Simon came for the dinner. The tavern, the talk at the tavern was what? Jordan is not being reciprocal of the energy, the relationship, romantic, intimate energy that Amir is giving out. That came out from Alex's mouth. He said, I would like to see her reciprocate more. Because I'm all like, he putting in a lot of effort and she is not budging, she is not biting. Originally I was like, oh, she's attracted to him, but now I think she's looking at him like whatever. You know, you're in that house together, and as time goes on, if you have not connected in that way, you will likely start seeing things about a person that become like aha moments, right? Like, oh, I didn't know. Oh, what about this? Oh, I don't know about that. And then over at the tavern, she's saying that, yeah, no, I don't fuck with him like that. We ain't gonna go nowhere with this. This ain't where the direction that I want to go in. That's pretty much what is being said in the moment by Miss Jordan, okay? And then that conversation between Jasmine and Jordan was real. It's funny how when someone gets married or is in a relationship and she's the only one of her friends that is like that, why do I need to be with someone? That is a conversation that we all should have anyway. Why? What makes a person think that because I'm single, I'm lonely? I might be alone, but I'm not lonely. I enjoy my own company. I have hobbies. I work. I go, you know, I have fitness endeavors. I have friends that I hang out with. and I enjoy my own company. And this is me speaking from my own space. And of course, I'm not alone, because I do have a now 16-year-old son. He just turned 16 on the 7th. Happy birthday, Kingston. So I'm not alone for sure, but I hear it all the time, like she's gonna be a spinster. And so what if she is? She'll be able to do things that you can't, because she doesn't have someone that's constantly trying to tell her what to do. Not that I'm saying that that's what relationships look like, but I am saying that as it relates to Jasmine, that is what it is. So I just wish that Jasmine would see it from a different point of view. Jordan seems to be the epitome of what autonomy and single looks like. And I'm going to enjoy my life until I meet someone worthy. I do know my value. You know what I'm saying? And if I never meet them, then that's okay too, because my value does not change. My worth does not change. Who I am does not change. What I have to offer the world does not change if I remain single. That's the word for the day, okay? So then Simon shows up, and I don't know what kind of car that was, but it was a fancy one, a red fancy car. If y'all know what it is, great. I ain't never been in the cars like that, okay? I just needed to drive, and drive nicely. That's it. Nevertheless, that kiss was hell of aggressive. I know he was excited to see her. That kiss was hell of aggressive, and it just didn't seem like it matched, okay? This also solidifies one of the reasons that I love to date black men. My preference is to date black men. And so like I said, it was a no for me. The kiss was a no for me. And lastly, the dinner that they put on was amazing. The gifts that they gave were, for me, a bit much. It was like I'm proving a point that my man has money. Okay, everybody got an $800 watch except for Silas and Jasmine. Their watches were $1,200 Versace watches. I don't know what kind of watches they were. I didn't really pay attention. And they showed up very hypocritical in the space of, he could probably stay as long as he like. He cool with me now. You know, that kind of thing. Like, I ain't like it. Now all of a sudden y'all cool with her, you know, and she's very like, you know, I love you guys or whatever, which is cool. But for them to be like, especially Jasmine, who had just flipped on her, because remember, her and Jasmine from jump said her and Bria really wasn't friends. I felt it very hypocritical, but I also felt it very like, my man got it, like very showy. I don't know what I wrote down. I want Silas to shut the fuck up. This is not his relationship. When he talked about, you know, what do you want for, what is your plan for Bria? You know, he German, so our English vernacular and the words that we use are different than the ones that other people you like in context, right? But I feel like he did a good job conveying that I want to be with her as long as she wants to be with me. And I was glad to see Jasmine be like, I'm struggling. Like, it's hard to be in this environment as the married friend. I'm struggling. And we know why she feels like she's struggling, because the conversation between her and Jordan earlier, she had made mention that she felt that Jordan thought that she was like being like on her, like judging her. But was she? And I'm glad she was honest. Like, this isn't as easy as I would have liked it to have been. That's it, y'all. So that's 4 and 5. Maybe I'll come back and do 3. Let me know what you think down below in the comments about the episodes. Do you think Amir was wrong and should have opened his mouth and said, hey, I did it, and that would have changed the whole trajectory of that situation? Or is that just me? Do you think Silas needs to shut the fuck up? Or is that just me? Do you think that Jasmine is just going along with her husband and his wishes? Or is that just me? Do you think that Bria is like, my man got money? Or is that just me? I can't wait to see the dynamic of the house when we see the next episode, because Shanice comes back, who is Bria's ace boon coon, and she is asshole naked in the hot tub, and Simon is enjoying every moment of it. I am your girl, Talisa Ray. Thank you so much for watching my review of Summer House, Martha's Vineyard. If it is your first time visiting my channel, you should be clicking the subscribe button and the notification bell so you're notified when I am uploading videos, because it seems like I still haven't gotten my act together. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up because you like me, and I will know that it's real. Share the video with your friends, and I want you to know that I love you in real life and want every good thing that God has in store for you, even if you don't know what that is for yourself. Hugs and kisses and lots of love. I'll see you on the next review.